Hello, Rylan here, and welcome to a side episode of Star Ocean, where we're going to be going over item creation. Something that I have not been going through for who knows how long. I should have been going over it a lot sooner. So yeah, now I have the bunny whistle after last playthrough, blah blah blah. Now we gotta figure out what to do with all of these wonderful unidentified weapons and items and everything else. So what we have to do is we want to press the X button and you go to item creation, and those also key items. There's only 9 of them. I have all of them, the Eye of Truth being the last one, but now it's time to go through the 9 item creation things. Starting, where should I start? I should start with, let me see. Well, all of them are pretty good. Let's start with crafting. Crafting is making certain accessories from the different crystals and everything that you've been mining from. So there are plenty of things that I've gotten. I only have 1 star ruby. But what you can do is you have to have a certain skill for it. I don't really remember them at the time. And it also has to do with your talents, seeing that Radix doesn't have that talent at all. Now, crafting isn't really the best. Yeah, I'm just wasting stuff here. Botch string. I shouldn't be using Radix at all, actually, because he does not have the correct things. I think he needs like manual dexterity. But anyway, cooking. Cooking is the way to make the favorite foods of each of your characters. And hey, Janik made orange shake. And it's also a good way to make like quick healing items out of the different meat and stuff like that. Compounding is where you take 2 herbs and make 1 herb. So you can either take 2 herbs of the same, like 2 Artemis leaves or like Artemis and Shadowflower, and you can make items such as, wow, that's actually really good, the Giga Mind Bomb, wow. So yeah, that's pretty much compounding. It's not the best, it's definitely not the best, it's like crafting. Identifying uses spectacles, where you use them in order to identify your things. But I'm going to be going over it because it's a big list. Customize is the biggest pain. Customize is a very special one. In order to do this, you have to... It's pretty much making the ultimate weapon of each of your characters. You can only customize 1 item per character. Except that Iria cannot customize, which is weird. Art is pretty much your infinite money code. Seeing it like here, magic color, you can copy and make 2 of the same item. See, I just made another aqua ring. I did not use the aqua ring in order to do it. And then we have magic cards in order to make like portraits and paintings and also cards. So yeah, I made a portrait of Millie, so that's fantastic. And I'll arrange that in order to put everything in alphabetical order, as you see here. And we have Millie's portrait, portrait B. And I also have portrait E of Iria. You cannot get every single portrait in 1 playthrough. Okay, next is authoring. This is good early going, but if you have if you've maxed out every single one of your skill for every single of your characters, it becomes a pretty useless thing. Except if you want to learn talents, but that is really, really extensive, and it's near impossible, especially for a certain skill that every character that you have needs. And that talent is originality. So, of course, I didn't know this before, but if your character does not have originality when you pick them up, reset to before you get them. And then try and get that one again in order to get originality. And I just made biological theory biological theory in order to make that book. Now alchemy is next. Alchemy is pretty much doubling your jewels and everything like that. So we have every single special thing in the game, even Sage's Stone. Sage's Stone being even more valuable than Mithril, which is not actually in this list, which is weird. So what you do is you use iron and whatever in order to make a duplicate of that stone. And in order to do that, you can use it in order for smithing. Smithing is the biggest pain in the ass of item creation because, of course, you need certain talents and you need a little bit of luck. Like I made the, longsword +2 out of that and everything like that. So what you can do is with smith hammer, you pick an item and then you pick a metal and put them together, and wow, that's awesome. You make a knuckle +1. And with that knuckle +1, you can also make a very strong signature weapon for a certain character. In terms of a knuckle, you can make it for both area and heresy. And of course, with the biological theory, you can increase for free a certain character's skill, like biology. And of course, you see here that every single one of Radix's things are leveled up, except for some battle ones. My advice, don't level up flip and counterattack because it really screws with your control of every character who has combat. So the next one is the special skills, such as music. Music is very special for one particular thing. So you have to compose using a composer's pen and an instrument, that's what it is. And you can compose 2 songs out of every single one of them. Violin being very special because it doesn't say what it does. However, what it actually does is help a person learn a certain talent. Now, each of the other ones do certain things, like clarinets help encounter specific enemies. And what I was actually looking for was clarinet 2. And every time you play a music that is not, when the character does not have a specific talent, or 2 talents, which is like music and rhythmic sense, or pitch sense and rhythmic sense, the MP goes down and the HP goes down. So Radic wasn't really the best choice in this kind of thing. Training, you have to have for pretty much your 4 characters that you're using at one time. If everybody is training during battle, I believe you get 1.5 times the amount of experience that you normally get, or twice as much. I'm not sure, but you do get more, other than Act Normal, which you would get the regular. Yeah, when you only have about 2 or 3 characters training, you get less, or whatever. Oracle you cannot use yet, even though you can level up. Familiar is definitely a helpful one, but let me see, I'm just going to put this on again because it's awful. Oh, there we go. Now it's draining. Okay, familiar. Yeah, sends a pigeon. So what you need is bird feed and also a love of animals. Definitely helps. What you can do is it's pretty much a portable shop. Depending on your level, the pigeon has certain things. So I need a spectacle. You send off the pigeon, and then depending on if you have level of animals or not, it either does not come back, comes back in a long time, or it comes back in a short time. That was actually really lucky because Radix does not have it at all. Clarinet. Awful clarinet. And the last one is Scout, which uses danger sense. So you can either do nothing, hunt for monsters, and run from monsters, which pretty much changes the encounter rate. I'm hunting for monsters, which helps build up experience when you have it in conjunction with training. So it can sometimes be really good, but it can sometimes be really annoying depending on how well you're doing. So yeah, favorite food down in there. Not a lot of people have it. In order to figure out a person's favorite food, you actually have to give it to them, which first time through, if you didn't have like a walkthrough or anything, you're pretty much screwed. So next time we're actually going to go through identification and special skills.